Look at this. This is just coming into us. Some of these videos here. This one shot by a person named Charlie Rivers. Look at that. The water rushing past buildings and homes. You can see some of the debris there as well. Let me get right to Bill Cairns. You hate to see this, Bill, as we are coming off of, the fourth day, now fifth day of that flash flooding in Texas. This is not, first of all, it's daytime. It doesn't look as bad, but help us understand the risk here.
All right, so we're in New Mexico. We're in the mountains. This is near the Lincoln National Forest. And when I first saw this video, I was like, oh, this is old. This is last year. I believe it's almost from the same vantage point, the same person.
Wow.
They had a flash flood last year that was very similar to this. I was just on their Facebook group for the community there, and they're saying that this year was worse than last year.
At least 3 people confirmed dead overnight, including 2 children, multiple homes destroyed. The mayor speaking with the National Weather Service.
And they were updating us constantly, which they've been doing every day since monsoon started. So that's why we were really caught off guard, because we knew it was coming in, but it just intensified so quickly.
Here comes something big. Right by that house. Right there.
Oh, man.
Top of the hot tub.
Yep. The
Maybe
whole
that's the
thing
hot
is the
tub.
whole hot tub, yep.
I want to watch the water.
Oh, there comes the house.
Oh my gosh, y'all look.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh.
On the other side of that one right there.
As rescuers in Texas search for survivors of the deadly flooding there, CBS News is learning the worst hit areas of the Lone Star State saw 12 inches of rain per hour on July 4th. For more on why this storm was so intense and so deadly. So as we see more of these events because of that extreme heat and extreme precipitation that you talk about, should we just expect these things that we like to call historic to be no longer historic, and that these sort of deadly storms could happen more frequently?
So we are already seeing in parts of the United States and in general around the world that the most extreme precipitation events, the heaviest downpours, are becoming even more intense. And extreme rain events and flash flood events that perhaps were rare historically are now happening more often. And we're also seeing events that exceed, in some cases, anything that we've seen historically.
The scale of the raging torrent that has swept through central Texas is only now coming into focus.
River levels are normally here. Now, this was 8 a.m. on Friday. By about 11 o'clock in the morning, it had gone from just under 10 feet to more than 29 feet. And it is not over yet. Texas is being warned of more storms in the next 24 to 48 hours.
New footage has emerged showing how the tragedy unfolded as the Guadalupe River rose 8 meters in just 45 minutes, leaving many struggling to escape.
And there was screaming. There was so much screaming. It's just started banging on doors, getting people out, and people were trying to get their belongings, and we're like, there's no time.
They were amongst more than 700 girls camping along the river to celebrate US Independence Day, when more than a month's worth of rain fell in just a few hours. And it was not just the Guadalupe that burst its banks. This was the San Gabriel River in Georgetown, about 28 miles outside of Austin. More than 850 people needed rescuing, but many did not make it.
Swathes of central Texas remain underwater, following flash floods which have devastated lives and upended homes.
It's like this for miles and miles.
750 girls were attending this riverside holiday camp near the town of Kerrville.
This used to be a campground. These are all campsites.
At least 20 of them are missing after floodwater swept away much of the campsite.
The power of the flood took everyone by surprise, sweeping everything before it in this deluge of water.
This morning, another terrifying and fast-moving flash flood. In New Mexico, at least 3 people dead after waters rose in Ruidoso. This home in the mountain community ripped off its foundation and carried off by the water.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god!
Caitlin Caitlin Carpenter watched her friend's house get swept away.
It was terrifying, honestly. I was not expecting that. I was really shaken up.
The flood came on quickly, 8 inches of rain falling in just 80 minutes, eventually the river cresting at a record 20 feet.
We are all backing out of the water's way.
The state's governor signing an emergency declaration, roads closed throughout the area. This sped up time lapse showing how high the water rose in a local business. The same mountain town was hit by a devastating wildfire just last year that killed at least 2 people and destroyed hundreds of homes in the area. Burn scars from that blaze likely exacerbating Tuesday's flooding. Heavy rains and extreme weather pounding other areas throughout the country. From the Midwest, where floodwaters rose in Chicago, to flood watches in North Carolina, already hard hit this week, and thunderstorms rolling in further up the East Coast, downing power lines. And once again throwing off the busy summer travel season, causing ground stops at several of the country's key airports. Over 8,000 flights delayed yesterday, as yet another day of wild weather sweeps the country and another community recovers. And among the now confirmed dead, a man in his 40s or 50s, a 7-year-old child, and a 4-year-old child. This community still shrouded in darkness, covered in ruins, already heartbroken. Willie?
Staggering pictures there.
Welcome back, everyone. We have breaking news at this hour. Stunning videos coming out of Ruidoso. Rescue crews are actually working right now to help trapped residents get out safely. The village of Ruidoso is under a flash flood emergency this afternoon. This video is on Facebook and it's showing a home washing away. Other video is showing fast-moving creeks full of debris. Jesus Figueroa shared this video on Facebook of a creek full of debris rapidly moving through the Ruidoso area. The village is asking residents to move to higher ground and not cross any water-covered roadways. Residents near the Rio Ruidoso are asked to move to higher ground immediately.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott flying over the disaster zone.
We have to find every single person who's missing.
The flood's now the deadliest natural disaster in Texas in nearly a century. And for the first time, the point of view from a flood survivor, filming as trees and brush are swept by. That's 15-year-old Jack Roberson holding his mother Lindsay's phone, yelling to her in the darkness, her words barely audible.
There's boats and helicopters coming.
What? I am. I can climb higher, but I'm okay. Are you high? Mom, are you in a tree? There's boats coming.
And those weren't boats, but cars floating by. At one point, Jack filming 18 minutes straight. The floodwater roaring as loud as a jet engine.